Welcome back to day 30 of the 30 days of Clawhammer Banjo. This is the final lesson in this series. We won't be learning any new tunes or techniques or necessarily playing the banjo at all. Instead, I want to make sure that you have a path forward from here to continue learning the banjo in whatever way best suits your goals. A series like this can be a helpful guide as you develop the fundamental skills of Clawhammer Banjo. But now, you need to develop the much more important skill of guiding yourself. First, you should have an idea of what you want to learn. What is the banjo music you listen to? What kind of music do you imagine yourself playing on the banjo? Which of the featured banjo players from this series could inspire you to learn their songs? If you don't have answers to at least some of these questions, then I'd suggest taking some time to reflect on whatever made you pick up the banjo in the first place. This isn't school, and this isn't your job. You choose your path. If you do have an idea of what you want to learn, then it's a matter of finding a teacher or a resource from which to learn. One-on-one lessons, in person or online, can be incredibly helpful. Asking questions, watching demonstrations up close, and getting feedback are some of the most valuable tools for any student. So if you're lucky enough to live near a banjo teacher, or if you're willing to search online for the right teacher, then I'd suggest giving private lessons a try. That said, private lessons aren't always accessible, whether geographically or financially, so I'd also recommend video lessons like this one. As I mentioned in the first lesson in this series, you can learn from videos on this channel and get more content and lessons on my Patreon page, which I'll link in the description of this video. As this channel grows, it will eventually contain more and more of the things that I like to play and teach. So feel free to check in and see what I'm working on whenever you're curious. But I wouldn't stop there. A simple YouTube search of the name of any tune or technique or player will yield plenty of results. And it's well worth the effort to comb through them to find something that will help you learn. Many of the featured banjo players from this series teach private lessons or provide video lessons like these, so you may also be guided by your interest in some of those players. If you're still not sure about this, just try searching beginner clawhammer tune and find something you like, then start working on it. You don't have to learn the perfect next thing, you just need to keep learning things. That's all there is to it, really. Pick something to learn, find a source, and get to work. You can spend your life just doing those three things. I probably will. It's incredibly simple, but it's not always easy. You won't always feel motivated to play. Life can be busy, and sometimes learning something new is just really, really hard. So what do you do then? Here are 5 things that I do when I feel uninspired or stuck. Take a break. The banjo will be there when you get back. Don't just practice, play. Practicing is a means to an end, so don't forget to play. Learn something new. A new tune, a new chord, a new technique, anything. One thing will point you to another, and you'll just keep learning. Practice small things very slowly. Being patient with yourself and the process of learning will give you much more than just technical ability. Play with other people. Play with friends or family. Go to a jam session. Go before you're ready. Just listen. Then tap your foot. Then ask what the tune is. Ask what the chords are. Make new friends. Make the banjo and music about more than just yourself. You can use these strategies to guide yourself as a student of the banjo, ensuring that you're on a path of your own choosing. This brings us to today's featured banjo player. You. I don't know you or your story, but I know that you play the banjo. Maybe you're the first banjo player in your family or your group of friends. Maybe you're the only banjo player in your hometown. Or maybe a relative had a banjo that was passed on to you, and now you're making sure that it gets played. In any case, you now carry an important piece of culture with you. Not just the historical culture of the banjo, but also the culture of sharing music with your community. You can share songs with your friends and your family, even people you don't know. You can share your experience learning the banjo to new players, giving tips and sharing recordings that inspire you. You can use the banjo to share art with people who matter to you in a way that doesn't require you to sign in to an app and be subject to a content algorithm. If you want, it can be something that's better shared rather than sold and consumed. That's not an easy thing to come by these days. So, I'll say now, for all the generous sharing you'll do with your banjo, thank you. Anyway, that's all for now. See you next time.